rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Standing on existing protocol. I'm very thankful to Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala for giving me the opportunity to attend this this first surplus distribution of one of the new entrants into the Takaful industry, Crown Takaful. It is indeed an honor to be associated with success and not to be associated with failure. And what we are witnessing today is a success story, alhamdulillah, and all thanks be to Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala in the beginning and in the end. I'm also thankful to the Crown Takaful for inviting me and giving me the opportunity also to briefly speak as chairman of the occasion of this surplus distribution. Thank you very much, Crown Takaful. The Islamic financial services industry, as we all know, is an integrated ecosystem that is interconnected between Islamic banking, Islamic insurance, and Islamic capital markets. Starting with Islamic banking, immediately it was realized that Islamic banks are engaged in a form of intermediation that involved asset ownership and asset transfer, which invariably places on them market risk, asset holding risk, and there was the need for de-risking this kind of investment. And the modern finance has evolved the system of insurance, modern insurance, to de-risk assets and investments. So there was the need to create a vehicle for de-risking because of the elements of gambling and excessive uncertainty that existed in proprietary insurance. So one of the innovations of modern Islamic finance is coming up with the concept of Takaful, which integrated and relieved the earlier concepts of al-nihid and al-aqila, that is the joint and mutual support of paying the blood money and also distributing provision to come together and create a fund that will underwrite the risks and hazards that confront people not only in their economic activities but also in their social life. And that solved one of the principal problems of modern Islamic banking and integrated Takaful into the ecosystem of modern Islamic finance. Now here in Nigeria, we are very thankful to Allah that Islamic finance in all the three sectors has started on a very sound footing with strong legal and regulatory support across all the three sectors of Islamic banking, Islamic insurance, and Islamic capital markets. And that is why we are witnessing a growth in the industry, even though it still stays as a niche, but the growth is tremendous, just like it started in the global arena as well. At one time, it had a compound average growth rate of over 20%. And we are witnessing a similar growth in terms of institutions, in terms of assets, and in terms of penetration and geographical spread. So this success, it is indeed a success story. And by this event of Crown Takaful distributing surplus, it is following suit and establishing what has been one of the positives and the specific achievements of Takaful, which is the distribution of surplus to participants, which is a feature that definitely we all know it is absent in conventional insurance industry. So this is indeed a success story, but this success is not without challenges. The national Islamic financial services industry is facing a lot of challenges, but Takaful in particular is faced with quite a number of challenges. We all know that insurance has a very low penetration in the country in general. And if insurance has a very low penetration rate, Takaful in particular has a much lower penetration rate. Despite the fact that there is every need for Takaful not to be the same. There is the need for Takaful to spread very widely because of the high number of incidences of hazards that we are experiencing in the country, especially here in northern Nigeria. The amount of fire that guts markets and destroys savings and impoverishes traders and merchants, the incidences that are so many across northern Nigeria necessitates that Takaful should be there to offer a solution. In about 10 years ago, the famous fire that happened in Sabongari Market and parts of Singa Market in Kano necessitated the government to establish a judicial commission of inquiry and come up with a solution that will address these happenings. And one of the terms of reference of that commission was to look at the possibility of spreading the adoption of Takaful as a viable option of underwriting these losses that are coming over and over again. And presentations were made, but unfortunately up to now, the level of penetration of Takaful is still very low. This is a very serious challenge, and one of the principal reasons behind this is the level of awareness, the low awareness that people have regarding Takaful. Takaful as an option of conventional insurance is still something that is unknown to the majority of the population. Even people that are into finance, they do not find Takaful as an option. You find people taking the motor vehicle insurance, the third-party insurance, and they do it easily. They don't even see that there is an option in Takaful, which makes it permissible rather than what is impermissible. Because conventional insurance, if there is an option, it becomes impermissible. So the level of awareness is very low. People are not aware that there is a way that you can underwrite your losses in a way that is Sharia compliant, in a way that will bring confidence in the minds of participants. And what is that confidence? That the Takaful industry has integrated into itself a Sharia governance structure, a Sharia governance system that will assure participants that whatever policy they are taking, whatever participation they are doing in any Takaful company, they are satisfied, they are supposed to have the confidence that there is Sharia compliance in that. You have at the level of the company, at the level of the entity, a panel of experts in the Sharia, the advisory council of experts, and then at the level of the regulator, you have the Takaful Advisory Council that is advising the regulator, a two-level system in order to ensure that there is Sharia compliance. But people are not aware of this. Normally when I am asked regarding a policy or a product or an instrument in the Islamic financial services system in general, I asked the person who is asking the question, which company or which bank or which insurance company are you dealing with, or which fund manager? And then I am able to tell him, to tell him that these are the people in the ACE. Do you know so and so? Do you know so and so? And if he replies in the affirmative, I say, okay, they are the ones that have sanctioned and approved this product. So if indeed they are the ones that you refer to in asking for fatwa, and then people, they stand, they get, as though they are hearing it for the first time. So that's the problem with the level of awareness. People are not aware of the original concept, how the original activities, the initial concept, the initial provisions of the Shari'ah in Islamic history, how they have been adopted and transformed to be the basis of the underwriting that Takaful is doing based on solidarity and mutual cooperation. So there is the need to address this challenge. We need to have more and more awareness generating activities. I remember when the Waziri of Bauchi was the Commissioner of Insurance. That was the time when the fire incident happened in Kano. And there was discussion that there should be a road show in Kano. And the Emir of Kano, Emir Muhammad Sunusi II, he was very enthusiastic that something like that should happen in order to address the level of lack of awareness among people. So we need to do more, the Takaful companies, and I think this kind of activity of surplus sharing and the presentations that are going to be made, which will address some of the fundamental concepts of Takaful, and hopefully it will be spread far and wide by the media. It will go a certain length in addressing the lack of awareness. Another challenge that is facing Takaful, despite what we have of its potentials, we have great potentials. We have the population, we have the resources, and we have the companies. Now with 5 Takaful companies, we have the distribution. But despite that, the distribution channels are still very low. Mr. Kolere is in charge of financial inclusion, and he will bear witness that what FinTech did in terms of integrating people into the organized financial sector, even the introduction of Islamic finance did not do that. So one of the most important things is to integrate FinTech into the distribution channels. And this challenge that has not been addressed in the Takaful sector is a serious challenge, and it will definitely hamper the growth of Takaful. If indeed we will deploy digital channels in offering Takaful products, even though it is very, very expensive, but we have to put capital if we want to have returns. If that is done, it will definitely address what we have of the low distribution channels of Takaful. So there is the need to integrate FinTech and to pursue more and more digital channels of offering these products and bringing the underserved and the unserved parts of the population into this area. And Alhamdulillah, now that there is micro insurance, so micro Takaful is also following suit. So the micro Takaful that will offer its services to the low-income earners and the ordinary traders, and like the women selling akara and cocoa, to show to them the importance of having a Takaful cover. All these, you know, if it is done in a very successful fintech way, in the same way now that you have them having their own POS outlets. Now you have even, you know, toilets in parts of the country, in areas where you have public toilets, and they are charging, how much are they charging? 50 naira, 100 naira for going into the toilet, 100 naira for bathing. If it is hot bath, 150 naira, and you have the attendant with his POS machine. If you don't have an ATM, you'll just make transfer. And even a woman selling kose, akara, she has a POS outlet. Now these are the things that will actually bring more and more financial inclusion, so we have to rely on the digital achievements that these modern times have brought in order to offer these services. And these are all parts of facilitation which the service industry is in need of. Another problem, another challenge that we have of Takaful is having the skilled manpower. Up till now, we have lack of skill in this area because this is a new area and the concept is new. And we at the Takaful Advisory Council of NICOM, we do see this gap, because when we review documents, and when we review legal documents of policies, we see certain mistakes which could only be based on lack of awareness and lack of the required skills. So there is still the need for the conventional, for those working in the industry who have a conventional background to do more in terms of acquiring the necessary skills. And by the grace of Allah, we have all the requisites of developing our skills. The National Insurance Commission is a member of the commissioner. He was the one who took the, it was Fola Daniel who took the commission into the Islamic Financial Services Board. And the membership of NICOM in that standard setting organization the membership, it provides for NICOM the chance to have capacity building skills and development of manpower through membership in the technical committee. And Kolere is a member of the technical committee representing NICOM, and that gives him the chance to lead, to be a chair of working groups that are developing the industry. I chaired 2 working groups, all regarding when I was a member of the technical committee. The first one on the risk management for Takaful undertakings, which developed the standard IFSB number 14, and then the the solvency requirement for Takaful institutions. This exposes the industry and those who are working in the industry to so many aspects that will improve their capacity and give them the necessary skills that the sector is in need of, which will make them transfer that knowledge to what we have in the industry. And there is what they do of the facilitation of the implementation of standards workshops, which the IFSB, the Islamic Financial Services Board, with collaboration of NICOM, they have done 2 runs where they come and train people in the industry, not only the regulators, but the market players as well, the Takaful companies. They will be trained in those international standards, international standards of Takaful, which will raise the level of skill. So even though these are not so many, with regards to the population that we have, but still, these are opportunities which we need to leverage upon. And we have institutions that are dedicated to training in Islamic finance, the International Islamic Islamic Banking and Finance, International Institute of Islamic Banking and Finance in Bayero University, IBF, Ahmadu Bello University too. They have collaborated with Sibafi, and they are offering professional courses. So there is the need we develop our skills. And by the grace of Allah, many of these courses, they are offered online. So people who are working in the industry, they can pursue how to improve their skill through online studies. But there is the need to do that. And there is also the need to integrate the ethics of Islamic finance into the behavior of those who are offering these products. Because these products, the moment you are offering them, the first thing in the minds of people is a very big question mark. Is this Islamic, or am I being hoodwinked? But the moment you find that the one who is offering it, he has the ethics of Islam in him, the moral aspect of finance, the Islamic moral aspect of finance is there, it will help in addressing some of his misgivings and some of the mistrust that is in the minds of people. Despite these challenges, and there are many more, but time will not allow. I'm supposed to speak for only 10 minutes, and I've spoken for more than that. You know, this is the problem with imams. They like to speak a lot. Yes. So, despite these challenges, the opportunities are there. And that is why you are seeing more and more entrants into the market. And we are just being informed by Mr. Kolere that also there is, with 5 Takaful companies now, we have a new entrant that is about to be on board. So the fact that this industry is growing with new entrants, it shows that the opportunities are there. So we have to address the challenges, but one of the most important challenge is one of the most important things to address the challenge is to increase the level of awareness. And this is something which it is not only this is something which both the regulator and the market players, they have to join hands in doing so. In the central bank, what they did was to be organizing in the beginning seminars or retreats for business editors and finance correspondents, because they are the ones that will address financial issues in the media. And they did about 3 rounds with that. NDIC also did the same. And then later on, as regulators, they are not supposed to be seen to be marketing a new type of financial intermediation on behalf of the market players. So there was the need that the market players, they take it up. And up to now, even in banking, the level of awareness generating activities is still very low. And in Takaful is still much, much lower. So we have to address these challenges, but it is very, very promising. And the beautiful thing about Islamic finance in Nigeria is that misperceptions in terms of discrimination, in terms of assumed or perceived discrimination and differences of religious bias is no longer there, because now both Muslims and non-Muslims, they take these services and they offer as shareholders in Islamic banks, in Takaful entities, in fund management entities. Because what we have come to realize is that this is just another form of intermediation, especially with the success of the sukuk. The sukuk has shown that there is nothing religious about these Islamic financial products. It's just the name and also the way that it is offered. And this is very positive for us in Nigeria, because it will address some of the misperceptions that will limit its growth will have been addressed. Now, one of the beneficiaries to the facilities of the Islamic Development Bank last year and this year is Akwa Ibom State, a Christian majority state, and is the one that is benefiting from the IDB, ISDB. So there is nothing actually religious about it, and there is no discrimination, and this is a very positive thing. That is why I even didn't mention it as a challenge, because it's no longer a challenge. We've seen that these services are taken up by all parts of the population. So we need to do much more, and I will once again congratulate Crown Takaful for doing this and for showcasing what Takaful has got to offer. And this is one of the distinguishing features of Takaful, which is not there in conventional insurance. And I pray that Crown Takaful will go to higher heights, and the Takaful industry will also go to higher heights in Nigeria. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.